I'm Sophia Murphy at the Capitol in Lansing, only on WZMQ 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, police respond to an incident involving a firearm at the Upper Peninsula Medical Center in Marquette. Plus, the first ever State of the City and State of the County in Marquette takes place today. And auto tariffs on vehicles made outside of the United States are set to go into effect. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm meteorologist Tom DeVecchio. We do have an ice storm warning in effect. That goes on right on through Sunday. It's an extended period where we'll have two distinct time periods where we will have some freezing rain. The first one will be this evening and tonight. Watch for some significant potential for ice in parts of the Upper Peninsula as temperatures will be holding near 30 degrees. I'll have more details on this winter storm coming up later in the show. Kevin?
Tom, thank you. This morning, an incident was reported involving a firearm and aggressive behavior at the Upper Peninsula Medical Center. At around 10:45 a.m., Marquette police responded to a medical suite for the report of someone in possession of a firearm. It was also reported the person was being verbally aggressive with staff. Officers arrived and contacted them inside the suite and secured the firearm without incident. As a precautionary measure, the medical center was briefly placed on lockdown. WZMQ will provide more information as the investigation develops. Lake Superior Community Partnership held their first ever joint State of the County and State of the City address this morning. Marquette Mayor Jessica Handley joined County Chairman Joe DeRocha to answer questions from community members about the current and future state of Marquette. It included updates on city projects, downtown development, public transportation, and changing levels of available housing throughout the county.
Today was a nice chat to have a little more of an informal discussion and question and answer session with people from the area about the issues that are facing the city and the county and what we're doing to try and alleviate those.
We'll have more details on their discussions at 11:10 Central. The University of Michigan is terminating its DEI programs as a result of President Trump's executive orders threatening to cut off federal funding for colleges that do not remove DEI. As a result, more and more universities are doing away with their DEI programs. Closer to home, NMU officials are still reviewing their options. A statement from NMU's president's office reads, the executive orders issued by President Trump and recently issued by district court injunctions are under review by university leadership. This is a dynamic situation with further guidance expected, as well as legal challenges to certain aspects of the executive orders and court proceedings. The university is following these developments closely, end quote. In less than 1 week, auto tariffs on new vehicles assembled outside the U.S. are scheduled to take effect. The proclamation signed by President Trump this week also includes tariffs on auto parts, which are expected no later than early May. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon breaks down the tariffs and has reaction from lawmakers.
How do you assure...
With the stroke of a pen on Wednesday, President Donald Trump paving the way for a 25% tariff on all imported cars and auto parts. According to the White House, about half of the 16 million cars, light trucks, and SUVs purchased in 2024 were imports. The administration says the tariffs will level an uneven playing field.
And it's the cheating of countries like Germany, Japan, Korea in the automobile space, which have stolen jobs. We're going to see domestic production rapidly replace this foreign content. We're going to see wages go up.
I'm very concerned about the most recent announcement of a 25% tariff on cars and car parts.
Senator Kirsten Gillibrand and many industry experts predict the price for new cars could rise by thousands of dollars, even American-made cars, because of the proposed tariffs on parts.
That will raise prices for consumers across the board. It affects our U.S.-based and New York-based manufacturers because a lot of inputs do come from Canada.
Build a factory here, hire our American workers, and we'll be glad to buy your cars and trucks.
Congressman Mike Kelly is no stranger to the auto industry.
I'm a General Motors dealer. I'm a Hyundai dealer. I'm a Kia dealer. I'm a Toyota dealer. I'm a Mitsubishi dealer.
Kelly believes the new tariffs are designed to build a stronger labor force in the U.S.
I think what he's talking about, the cars that are made in another country and have no parts content here, no labor content here, those are the ones we want them to start thinking, you know, we want you to be in America, but we also want you to be not just here to sell us a car or a truck, but to have people building them, people servicing them. That's what he's talking about. He wants to build a labor force that makes the country stronger.
The tariffs on all cars shipped to the U.S. take effect April 3rd, and those on car parts no later than May 3rd. Reporting in Washington, Brendan Scanlon, WZMQ 19 News.
Certain parts from Canada and Mexico that align with the country's agreements with the U.S. are exempt from the tariffs for now. Your first warning weather forecast is after the break. Plus, we're continuing to follow the fallout of the leaked military information through the app Signal. And later, the Delta Schoolcraft Intermediate School District cuts the ribbon on their new welding center. We'll check it out. We're back in 2 minutes.
Shop our huge selection of Amish-crafted dining room sets at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Browse our large in-stock collection and customize with a special order. With 1-year no-interest financing available, plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture today.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget,
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book?
Covenant Books is an author-friendly publisher who shares your passion and beliefs. Call us today and we'll send you a free author packet to help get you started.
Call the number right now for your free writer's guide.
You have questions. Are your elected representatives in Washington working for you? Or do they stand on the issues and what's in it for you?
Get the answers you need on WZMQ 19 News. I'm Rachel Knapp.
And I'm Brendan Scanlon. Our job is reporting on Michigan's officials in Washington, covering and uncovering what they're doing, and then reporting directly to you. WZMQ 19's Washington Bureau works for you.
And we deliver.
Quality information straight from Capitol Hill, only on WZMQ 19 News. Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
Mr. Mattress here. It's our free box spring event. It happens only once a year. Buy any mattress from our Mr. Mattress collection and the foundation's free. Any size, twin, full, queen, or king. 7 different models to choose from. Pick your comfort, firm, plush, or pillow top. They're all here for you to try. Get a premium pillow top queen size mattress for just $7.99 and the box foundation's free. Get a twin size for $5.49 and the box foundation's free. Shop Shunks at Marquette today.
Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
We have the potential for some major ice in the Upper Peninsula, not only tonight, but perhaps into Saturday night and Sunday as well. 2 distinct time periods where we could get some good ice. An ice storm warning is in effect basically from Lawns eastward across into Sault Ste. Marie. It ends between 7 and 8 p.m. On the day Sunday. So this is an extended period here. Winter weather advisory for those of you closer toward the Wisconsin border, though that could change as well. With these systems, there's always the potential for some changes, but it's looking more like many of you will see some freezing rain. So potential ice storm, watch for power outages and hazardous driving. If you don't have to travel, especially tonight, stay indoors into Saturday morning as well. Looks like more snow and a freezing rain mix as we head on towards Sunday. So as for the winds, they'll be pretty steady here. Right on through Saturday. It's a northeast flow. That is a classic wind direction for low pressure that goes off to our south. And that means that we'll have some rather chillier air conditions at the surface while it's warmer aloft. And that's why we think there might be the potential for some freezing rain. So it is going to kick into gear. If it hasn't already, it will soon here across much of the Upper Peninsula. Where you see this kind of pinkish red, that's where we expect the freezing mix. Blue is snow, green tends to be rain. Again, don't take these locations as gospel, but we go on through the evening with this pretty steady freezing mix. Now, after midnight toward 2 in the morning, things start to taper off. Good rain, maybe even some thunder going across just south of the Upper Peninsula after midnight. And then we get what appears to be a break on Saturday for much of the day. And then as we head on towards Saturday evening, here comes the next band. And again, looks more like a freezing mix. But note the freezing mix and snow line here, very close, including the Marquette area on Sunday. So we'll be following it. Looks like the southern end gets more of the freezing mix, Marquette getting more of the snow before it ends on Sunday night. Snowfall amounts through Saturday afternoon, nothing big time here, but the potential for heavier snow will be there, particularly into Sunday. Look at the amounts here, but also notice, look at not too far south, quick changes. So Marquette could go from 10 inches to maybe 3 inches, depending on where this line ends up. So we could have some significant snow, Marquette to Houghton, and maybe some significant ice farther south. Now, ice into this evening could start to kick in, particularly Houghton toward Big Bay, and by daybreak Saturday, we could have some good ice, especially the south part, but everyone gets in on the action. Smallest chances will be the western quarter of the Upper Peninsula, as temperatures tonight hold near 30, and temperatures for tomorrow will be in the lower to mid-30s. In the meantime, as we head on toward the rest of the forecast, the 7-day, we'll have some windy conditions on Monday, back to the mid-30s by Tuesday.
Tom, thank you. In Washington, some congressional members are calling on the White House to fire top security leaders after their handling of sensitive information in a group chat. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp joins us live from the U.S. Capitol. Rachel, good evening.
Good evening, Kevin. So members have expressed their concerns in a various amount of areas on this so-called signal gate, but now some of them are looking towards accountability and possible investigations.
The administration put into that signal chain both the time of the attack, but also the method.
Earlier this week, The Atlantic magazine editor-in-chief reported he was added to a group chat with top security leaders on the app Signal, where he says they detailed sensitive information on an upcoming attack on Houthi rebels. The National Security Advisor, Mike Waltz, eventually claimed responsibility for adding the journalist to the group chat. Some congressional members are calling for an investigation.
It is important that we understand how this happened to make sure it doesn't happen again.
This was a great lesson to be learned, right? I don't believe it was intentional, but I believe the fact that it could happen if you're not careful.
We asked Representative Mike Kelly what accountability measures should take place.
If it was a mistake, it was a mistake. And I think that, especially in the business I'm in now, we love the other side to make a mistake so we can jump on them and say, you don't know what you're doing, you shouldn't be in that office, you need to be taken out right away. I think we got to be a little bit careful with that. Okay, we're getting a little paranoid. And you usually learn more from your mistakes than you do from your successes. So and I'm not diminishing the importance of the call or the fact that it wasn't as private as they thought it was going to be. I get that. But by the same token, you know, as I said, people make mistakes.
But some see it as a double standard.
If any soldier, any Marine, any CIA officer had put this same information onto an unclassified text chain, we'd be removed from our job immediately, we'd be put on admin leave, and our case would probably, right after being fired, we'd be referred to the Department of Justice.
Kevin, I spoke with an armed services member on this. He said that they just don't talk about secret things on unclassified systems. Now, as for the accountability part, the White House, for the most part, is not ruling out any firings. And the president, for the most part, again, also seems very confident still in his top security leaders. Back to you.
Rachel, thank you very much. Still to come on your 19 News, March is National Sleep Month. We'll hear some tips on how to get better rest and what mistakes people make that hinder their sleep schedule. That and more when we come back.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Love it.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Get 6.49 APR financing on Highlander or Grand Highlander with 2 years no-cost maintenance.
Toyota, let's go places.
Something draws us to Northern Michigan University, like a beacon, an experience. And so we head north. We immerse ourselves in the perfect environment to test our minds and try our hands. Guided by this community of scholars, mentors, and friends who show up for us in every way, we stay true. Because at NMU, where we are and who we are have always been one and the same, always north.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan. For more than 30 years, our community has come through, building affordable homes, making critical repairs, and building ramps for those who need a little help and a little hope. Habitat for Humanity volunteers produce amazing results treasured forever. You could be our next hero. Volunteers are needed to provide affordable housing in Marquette County. Join in. Sign up. It's easy. Go to UpersUnited.com or use the QR code shown here. A public service message of Habitat for Humanity and WZMQ TV-19.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Realistic.
I will maybe have a tendency to spend too much and won't be able to pay your rent.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Mathis Court is in session.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
The devil is always in the details. Forensic Factor.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Love it.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Lease a 25 Tacoma TRD Sport for $369 a month or get 4.99 financing.
Toyota, let's go places. You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. Today, the Delta Schoolcraft Intermediate School District dedicated a new facility that's been 2 years in the making. The Daniel J. Kobasic Welding Center was made possible through grants from the SME Prime Foundation, the Kobasic Foundation, and more than $1 million in congressionally directed spending supported by Senator Gary Peters. The center allows students to stay at the school's CTE building rather than going to Escanaba's welding lab and increases the number of stations from 11 to 22.
Now that means that they can double their arc time and their practice time instead of having to share. We can do multiple processes at one time instead of having to change machines. We'll have dedicated TIG booths, we'll have dedicated arc welding booths and flux core booths, so they can do all of them and not have a lot of downtime. We're trying to be more efficient.
State Senator Ed McBroom and Representative Dave Preston attended to read a proclamation for the new center. This National Sleep Month, we know many of us are not getting enough rest. More than 1/3 of Americans have turned to apps or devices to track the quality of their sleep. But do sleep trackers help you get better sleep? Susan Elizabeth Littlefield takes a look.
I do keep track of my sleep cycles. You want to get that full sleep cycle. It's very important.
How important is sleep to you?
Where I come from, 8 is great. So if I can get 8, I'm in line.
And he's got proof.
The app that I use is called Sleep Tracker. Today, I got 9 hours and 30 minutes worth of sleep.
Whether it's the Apple Watch, the Fitbit, the Oura Ring, or apps, 35% of Americans are tracking sleep. That's according to the American Academy of Sleep Medicine. Dr. Seema Khosla says even she doesn't know exactly how the apps track sleep, as it's proprietary information. But they're getting more specialized, like Apple's new sleep apnea sensor.
Are these sleep trackers accurate?
So it's a very, very competitive industry, right? So is Apple the same as Fitbit, the same as Garmin? No.
Still, Dr. Kuzla says she consistently sees correlations in the device data and her sleep lab data. As for the device users, a survey shows 77% of them say sleep trackers are helpful.
Do you think these devices lead to better sleep?
I think a lot of it depends on why you used it. So if you used it because you're worried about snoring, and then you do a test and you find out you have sleep apnea, and then you get on treatment, then yeah, I think that improves your sleep.
For anyone out there thinking, should I get a sleep tracker? Does it matter?
I think if you're worried about your sleep, like for example, if you're snoring and your sleep is not restorative, don't wait for the tracker, go get that evaluated. We always want to bring it back to what you are experiencing.
So whether they flag a problem or keep you accountable, she says devices can bring a sense of peace.
Dr. Khosla says technology does appear to be getting more accurate. She's now looking to see how new sleep tracking mattresses will perform. Mike Ludlum has your sports headlines after the break. A standout volleyball player out of Ishpeming commits to a top college. Mike has the details when we come back.
It's 800,000 square miles of ice and rock. So why did the vice president and national security advisor go there? We'll explain.
And Steve Hartman is on the road in Georgia, where the treasured collection that once belonged to a young man has become the key to happiness for a little boy. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Yes, we're on thin ice. And everything is going up in smoke. Still, some are adding fuel to the fire, while the rest of us see the troubled waters rising. Our planet is under the weather. But when the going gets tough, the tough get, well, you know. Because in the heat of this moment, we're not about to lose our cool. Love it or lose it.
She's fair.
Untrue, Your Honor.
What, you're going to have your turn.
She's inquisitive.
What in the world led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS. News when you need it on WZMQ19.com and the 19 News app. Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
The Window Store Home Improvement Center is your clear choice for quality products and expert installation. We have a thorough and seamless process, start to finish. From the moment you meet our friendly staff, you'll be amazed by their attention to detail. Our team of experienced professionals take pride in their work, and with our 2-year warranty on all installations, you'll have peace of mind knowing your investment is protected. Plus, we service the entire Upper Peninsula. Your clear choice is the Window Store.
Good evening, everyone. An Upper Peninsula High School volleyball player has made a commitment to a Division I college in Texas. Ishpeming's Maya Hemmer announced through Facebook she will attend Baylor University in Waco. Hemmer did not play volleyball for the Hematites last fall. She is wearing number 10 in this upcoming video. She is a 6'2" middle blocker. Hemmer tried to connect with the Wisconsin high school, but she was denied by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association because she didn't have a permanent residence. This winter, Hemmer played basketball for Ishpeming during the week, then traveled with her club volleyball team, FC Elite 18, from Wisconsin on the weekends. Kingsford's Maddie Kreider was a teammate of Hemmer's on FC Elite 18. Hemmer won a Division IV basketball state championship with Ishpeming in the spring of 2024. The Baylor Bears had a 23-8 record last fall, 14-4 in the Big 12 Conference, finishing in a tie for third place. The Bears lost in the second round of the NCAA tournament to 23rd-ranked Dayton. The 5th-seeded Michigan Wolverines face the overall top seed in Auburn tonight in an NCAA South Regional basketball semifinal in Atlanta. Wolverines head coach Dusty May says the Tigers will test his team's patience.
We can focus on what's really important, and that's preparing for Auburn, preparing to play one good possession after another, and realizing that there's going to be some bad ones mixed in, and there's going to be some some runs by Auburn, and it's all about how we respond to them.
Every point of the season that we went through ups and downs, everything led us to this moment, and that we deserve to be here, and that this group is ready for the moment and take on whoever is in front of us.
The Wolverines contest is slated to start at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central Time, right here on WZMQ 19. Michigan State meets Ole Miss in the first game at 7:09 Eastern on right here, WZMQ 19. The Grand Valley State women's basketball team goes for the NCAA Division II National Championship tonight against Cal State at Dominguez Hills. That game takes place in Pittsburgh with tip-off a little after 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And in snowboard cross today, Iron River's Nick Baumgardner finished 5th at the World Championships. Those took place in Engadin, Switzerland. The winner was Canada's Elliot Grondin. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks very much, Mike. And it's time for the Upper Goddess. Today, Lori shows us how to make lemon bars.
Bars, Dean.
Sounds good.
Remember, it's been 20 years since I made them.
Yeah.
So the first thing you have to do is the crust. So this crust has 2 cups of flour, it has a half a cup of powdered sugar, and 1 cup of butter. So you're gonna, get it like a pie crust, and you wanna get it up on the sides of the pan because you have to pour your filling in there and cook it, so you don't want it way down here, it'll be all over the place, right? And I also have parchment paper underneath that. So your filling is 2 cups of sugar, which I use 1 cup of sugar and 3/4 cup honey, hey Dean? And you want to make sure that your sugars dissolve, see? You don't want it like, I use raw cane sugar, so it's really hard to get that to dissolve, but if you let it sit long enough, I let the sugar sit with the lemon juice and it kind of makes it melt or whatever. So you're gonna have 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 5 tablespoons of lemon juice, 4 eggs. And then you're gonna just whisk your eggs with a fork or like a whisk like this. And then mix this together. And I'm gonna dump this in the crust and I'm gonna cook it I cooked the crust also for 25 minutes and I'm gonna cook this for 25 minutes too. And we'll see how good they are, hey Dean? This crust is really good, eh? So when we come back, we'll see what they look like. So here's what they look like after they've been baked. They cut them in pieces. Dean, this is your piece.
That's what I figured.
Usually you'd have to pan, but... So when you're baking these, I would bake the crust lower in the oven and then move the rack up a little bit to bake the filling, because you want to take your pan, like say this is the pan, and give it a little shake. And if it's real wobbly, I would go 5 more minutes. Yeah, so look at how good it looks. I also put a half a teaspoon of salt. I didn't mention that. Don't ever forget salt when you're baking. And I also put the zest of 1 lemon in here too. Hey, that was really good, Aideen. No, these bars are better cold. Warm, they're not real lemony. They're so good. They're like kind of chewy. But look at the bottom of this. How nice. So yeah, give it a try and go to my Upper Goddess Facebook page if you want the recipe for this, okay? Give it a try, keep smiling.
Now don't go away, final look at weather after this.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Love it.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Get 6.49 APR financing on Highlander or Grand Highlander with 2 years no-cost maintenance. Toyota, let's go places.
If you are suffering from mesothelioma, lung cancer, or pulmonary fibrosis, you may be entitled to compensation, even if you smoked. Call Detroit-based Goldberg, Persky & White, working lawyers for working people for more than 35 years.
My God!
Adam Devine goes in.
You tore that up! I'll shoot that thing. Whatever the thing is, it's injured.
Then these two are too cute.
He said we've gone viral. I thought I had a virus.
Plus, Peyton List on J-Hud.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, Monday at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
PTSD isn't something that is just going to go away on its own.
Treatment works. It helps.
There's no shame in treatment.
Just do it. Your world will be so different afterwards.
It's a warrior sickness. It's not a coward sickness.
Never too late.
I guarantee you it'll help you.
It will change your life.
It turned my life around.
You can find peace.
I never thought I could feel this good.
Walk through those doors, take the step.
Go get help. It's the best and bravest thing you could ever do. Treatment works.
The UP is a great place, but sometimes the weather changes quickly. you'll always be ready with the WZMQ 19 mobile app. Available free right now from the App Store. Your local weather power tool from WZMQ 19.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Love it.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Lease a 25 Tacoma TRD Sport for $369 a month or get 4.99 financing. Toyota, let's go places.
We do have an ice storm warning in effect through the weekend from most of the Upper Peninsula. Ice already starting to form in parts of the Upper Peninsula, and we are expecting the ice to continue, and could be a decent amount in parts of the Upper Peninsula. Looks like the southern half for later tonight, but Marquette and out toward Houghton, you got to watch too. You could get a significant amount as well. Hazardous driving, don't drive tonight if you don't have to. Watch for power outages as well as some broken branches through early Saturday morning. And we'll be following this through the weekend. Kevin?
Thanks, Tom, and we'll see you all later tonight.